Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your Vibe Mentor, bringing you another video on how to raise your vibration so you can live your best life. Wanted to chat with you today about confidence. On a lot of the calls that I have with clients, the topic of confidence is sort of an underlying subconscious theme. That there's a lot of self-doubt that plague many spiritual people. And if you follow me, you know that I talk a lot about healing the unworthiness wound, that complex trauma, the period of time in your life where you felt unsafe, unseen, unheard, uncared for, or unloved. And that is a state of being, a state of mind that is not permanent. It is temporary. It is fixable. It is something that we can heal, and it does not define us. And so confidence is something that you can generate even if you don't feel it currently today. And I have a few tips for you. Would love to hopefully get you in a better place as it relates to feeling more confident about yourself and stepping into your life purpose, because that truly is the path to happiness, joy, peace. All the things you seek are going to come through stepping into your life purpose. That until you live a purpose-driven life, you are not going to feel the freedom that you seek. And so 11 tips for you today on how to generate or improve your self-confidence. So number one is belief in yourself. Albert Einstein, there we go. Albert Einstein said that no problem can be solved from the level of consciousness that it created. So something has to shift in your belief systems. Your beliefs are the foundation of everything in your life. From your beliefs come your thoughts, from your thoughts, your actions, from your actions, your emotions and your feelings, and that is your frequency, your emanation, your vibration, and your attraction point, right? So how do you define yourself? How would you explain yourself to a friend, and how would you explain yourself to yourself? Because really that self-talk is going to be one of the most critical pieces. How do you speak to yourself? What is the story you tell yourself about yourself? How do you speak to yourself when you are down? How do you speak to yourself when you have made a mistake? All of this is a critical component. That self-talk is so key, because it is either going to tear you down or build you up. So number one is redefine how you see yourself, redefine how you describe yourself, or what you believe about yourself. And number two is what is your self-talk? What are your affirmations? And I use the analogy of being able to speak on stage and also think about lunch at the same time. You have the ability to think about things dualistically, so multiple things at once, essentially. So we have the ability to have a backtrack in our life that either builds us up or tears us down. And so it's important to create a few go-to phrases that are running in the back of your mind at all times. And if you're struggling with self-confidence, I would suggest something around, I am perfectly imperfect for my purpose. I am made with purpose and intention. I am not an accident. I am here to do great things. I am part of the New Earth construction team, and I am going to be part of making the world a better place. I am strong. I am capable. I am able. All of these things are going to be really and critically important to building you up. And so essentially, I've talked a lot about this, but the neurochemistry that is created when you have negative thoughts literally cause disease in the body. The neurochemistry, or the biology, the biochemistry that is created when you have positive thoughts actually puts you into growth and repair and into a state of ease and calm, so that you can bring your executive function or your intelligent thinking back online. So your self-talk is going to be critically important. That may be one of the most important things that you need to master in your entire life for anything. Right. Number three is to improve your self-confidence, you have to improve your competence. And essentially what that tells us is we have to take action. We have to do stuff. We can't just talk ourselves into feeling better while also sitting on the couch or sitting at home in isolation. That we're not going to feel competent until we are competent. And so what that means is we have to get better at the thing that we want to feel confident about. We have to take action. We have to do. We have to get out there, be seen, show up, attempt things that we likely will fail at, and that's okay, right? And number five is you cannot figure out how to be more confident from the level of the mind. It requires, nor can you figure out your life purpose from the level of the mind, nor can you figure out even your next step It likely needs to come from the heart, from source, so that you can receive the guidance necessary to take the appropriate action that is going to lead you to a place where you are successful and you can feel competent. But at the end of the day, it's practice. It's showing up. It's doing the thing that you want to feel competent in, right? Or confident about, right? You cannot manifest without action. You must be out there taking action and living as if. You must live as if you are the person that you want to be. You must live as if you are confident in the thing that you want to be competent in. Just a second here. We need to... Oh, it looks like it's all taken care of. Little somebody at the door, but the kids got it, right? Number 7 is fail early and fail often. You definitely need to be willing to fail, plan to fail, know that you will fail, and that's okay. Failure is amazing and awesome. It means you're trying and you're doing. You cannot succeed without failure. So the more times you add another notch to your failure tally, you can say, I am that much closer to success. I am that much farther from another failure, right? So fail early and failing often. If you're not failing, you're not trying. And so it's actually worse to not fail than it is to try and to fail. And the best part is you don't actually fail unless you refuse to get back up. That quitting is the ultimate failure. And trying and having little hiccups or pivots or circle backs is not really failure. And that leads me to number 8 is rephrase and reframe judgment. That if people have an opinion about your so-called failure, you can go look up the poem that talks about the critic who is not in the arena. I think the poem is called The Man in the Arena. It talks a lot about the man who is in the arena is the only one who's qualified to judge himself. Anyone who is not in the arena with them really does not have a leg to stand on or a word to say about how they're proceeding in their path, right? Remember that judgment is a reflection of a person's state of being or state of mind. It is not a reflection of you. And so I want to say that again in a different way. The way people respond to you says more about them than it does about you. In fact, it says very little about you, and it says a lot about their triggers, their unhealed wounds, and the mirror that is being shown to them around the things that they need to work on. So reframe judgment and work with your nervous system, especially if you also have unhealed trauma. Work with a professional like myself or someone else who is able to help you through brain spotting or other somatic work to relieve and heal that trauma, to release it from your body so that you are able to work with your body's nervous system in a way that serves you so that you don't panic anytime somebody has a negative thing to say about you, right? Really look at those judgments as not so much harming you, but rather helping you and also helping those who are having an uncomfortable moment. I do have a video on this, so I want to be careful not to digress. You can check that video out around working with the nervous system, healing the body, things of that nature. Number 9 is keep commitments to yourself. If you say, I'm going to get up at 4 a.m., I'm going to refrain from alcohol, I'm going to work out 5 times a week, and you don't do those things, you have degraded your own self-confidence because you have broken commitments to yourself. And if you can't count on yourself, who can count on you? And so that is going to be a massive factor in degrading confidence, is if you don't keep commitments to yourself. I will also say this, it's important to make reasonable goals, reasonable commitments, reasonable expectations for yourself so that you can achieve them. If those 3 examples that I just listed would be too much for you, don't set yourself up for failure in setting goals that you know that are not attainable. Set baby goals, baby steps, right? I'm going to make my bed today. Start there. Then I'm going to make sure that I do a load of laundry every day, or whatever the minor tweak is that's going to move you in the right direction, because it really isn't about massive jumps. In fact, when we set goals that are too big, we're less likely to succeed than if we set little mini goals that set us up for success and create confidence along the way. We have to be disciplined though. So if you do set a goal, you must meet that goal or know that your confidence will be eroded, right? Follow through is critically important. If you need to set a goal and you're able to accomplish that goal for a bit, but you find that that is not working for you and it needs adjustment, that's okay. That's a new commitment to yourself. And as long as it's part of your commitment to yourself and you sit down and you rephrase the contract with yourself and you say, this is how I'm going to revise this to make sure I'm set up for success, that will not degrade your confidence as long as you don't tell yourself a story about it. If you tell yourself you failed and you're no good and you can never do anything right, then of course, again, you're eroding your own confidence, and that is going back to the earlier points of your self-talk and your belief in yourself. Number 10 is have boundaries. If you don't have boundaries with others, you won't have boundaries with yourself, vice versa. If you don't have boundaries with yourself, you won't have boundaries with others. If you let people walk all over you, you will lose confidence, you will lose faith and trust in yourself. You abandon yourself when you overgive or when you lack boundaries, and that will erode your self-confidence. So have boundaries, not only for them, but also for you, and probably primarily for you more so than them. Right? And number 11 is work towards a goal to make your life better. Have a goal. Don't try to manifest from the couch with a sack of potatoes. It just doesn't work. It's not going to move your life in any direction, and you are either growing or dying. So if you're not progressing towards something better, you are degrading and declining. And so that is a choice, especially now that you hear this. You have to be able to move yourself in a positive direction, in a direction of growth. So grow or die is a real thing. So that is the 11 tips. I hope you found it helpful. Do let me know if you have a favorite. Definitely comment below. If you are a regular viewer, I love to see your comments, and that does help the YouTube algorithm. If you are not yet subscribed, definitely click here so you get notified of all of the new videos that come out. Otherwise, check this video out to continue on this journey of healing and growth towards your life purpose. And I will see you on the next video. Namaste, my friends. Love you.